Hi Gemini, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your February 2025 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as opening in front of us, to Celt Cross Spread as always, and also pull the 4 agreements and wisdom oracle card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology eyes we have in front of us to get an idea where your focus should be as far as that goes. Alright, we have Pluto, and Pluto is actually in your 9th house of foreign affairs, higher learning, and philosophy. It's going to be there for a very extended stay as well. But yeah, you could definitely experience some transformation in that area of life. All right, and we have Cancer. So Cancer for you guys is actually your 2nd house of possession, self-worth, and finances. A little bit quiet there. We did just have the full moon there recently, but other than that, astrologically speaking, it's a little bit of a quiet area of the sky right now. Well, actually, I take that back. I'm forgetting about the fact that we still have Mars retrograde in Cancer as well. So, again, makes sense to see that too. And that could also say that you might be reevaluating things on a financial level. And lastly, we have 11. And 11th house energy for you guys is Aries. We've had Chiron there for quite some time. The North Node was there for about the past year and a half. It recently moved into Pisces, but 11th house in general points to friendships, groups, hopes, and wishes. So we'll keep all that in mind as we go through the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the 2 of Pentacles, which is Capricorn energy, and then challenging that we have the Moon. So yeah, so this could just be saying that for some of you, maybe you're trying to make a decision around finances, more particularly investments. Now, for some of you, that could be actual financial investments, but if not that, it could just be where you're investing your time, right? Your energy, your resources. So looks like there could be some reevaluation around that area of life for you guys. And then the challenge could be that you might not be seeing the situation too clearly. So if we look at the artwork here, we see that he has his back turned to the water, which could represent your emotions, more of an intuitive way of looking at things with your back turned to that. And this coming up in the challenge position, I feel like this is saying that maybe you might actually need to rely a little bit more on your intuition, right? Instead of maybe trying to make a decision strictly based on logic. So you might have to feel your way through a situation. All right. In the foundation position, we have the Hermit. So yeah, for some of you, this could be something that you've been mulling over for a long time now, right? And then maybe that's the key of why it's saying that, yeah, you do need to look at it through a more intuitive lens if you feel like, you've been doing it from a logical standpoint, looking at numbers, right? Comparing facts and figures, and you still feel like you haven't really come up with the answer. It could just be saying that that's the missing piece for you guys. Right, in the past position, we have the Devil. So more Capricorn energy here. So yeah, it could just be saying that for some of you, maybe that's not the usual way you're accustomed to doing things, right? So maybe you have been very much letter of the law, right? By the book type of person, to where you did like to have all the facts and figures in front of you before you would make a decision like that. But I feel like this is saying ultimately now you're being released from that energy a little bit. And then given that Pluto came up in your dice, could just be pointing to that transit that we talked about where, Pluto recently is back in Aquarius. It was in Capricorn for over a decade before that. So could just be saying that ultimately when you had Pluto in that area of life, you might have been really, strict and structured around how you were handling that area of life. Right. In the present position, we have the World. So yeah, so to me this is indicative of the fact that, yeah, it looks like you are meant to be freed from that previous cycle. So I feel like this is saying that you should be looking at things through a different lens than you're accustomed to doing. And I feel like this is saying that you can do so with the faith that, okay, yeah, what you went through in the past is still gonna help you out in the future, rather than, oh, this is the way I always have to do things. It's like, no, you just view it more as like a building block that's gonna help you moving forward. Right. In the near future position, we have the Page of Wands. So yeah, this is an action-oriented energy here. So it does say to me that for some of you, you will start to feel a little bit more free to move. It could just be as simple as moving through a fellow air sign energy, right? Because the Capricorn energy can be a little bit heavier for you guys. Whereas now, as we're moving, well, when we start moving through Aquarius season, you'll start to feel a little bit lighter and ready to take action. Maybe even do some traveling as well. All right. In the position of your influence in the situation, we have the King of Cups. So yeah, so to me, this is Scorpio energy here for one. But to me, this says that it looks like you do have this intuitive power at your disposal. But again, I feel like you're reluctant to use it for whatever reason. So to see the King of Cups says to me that yeah, realistically, you do have strong intuition, but for whatever reason, there could be some doubt in your mind as to whether or not you could trust that. In the environment position, we have the King of Pentacles. So this is Taurus energy here. And it's good to say that that could be the key to leading you to seeing things play out for you more in a practical sense, right? So like we said, if it looks like your ultimate goal is to do something practical around your resources, whether it be actual finances or like we said, your time, your energy, looks like the key would be to actually use your intuition in conjunction with your normal methods of doing things, and that's actually going to lead you the best way forward. Lead you to the best way forward, I should say. All right, in the hopes or fears position, we have death. So yes, so again, like I said, for some of you, it could just be that might have been such a comfortable way for you to operate up to this point that there could be that reluctance to actually let that go and say, okay, yeah, now I can move forward and do things differently than I have in the past. All right, and in the outcome position, we have the Two of Wands. So this is actually an Aries energy here. So for some of you, this could just be saying that ultimately this might be an internal battle that you fight for a little bit longer. And then maybe when we finally get toward Aries season, toward the end of March, then you might finally feel comfortable enough to say, okay, yeah, I'm ready to seek a new path. So if that's the case, try not to be too hard on yourselves if you're still grappling with the decision throughout the month of February. But to me, this is at the very least that as we get into March, you will feel that momentum building. Right. And bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Swords. So yeah, so to me, this is another indicator, especially given that this is a Gemini energy too. So to me, this is another indicator that says that ultimately you are going to be releasing something. And it looks like something that's overdue for you to release. And again, like I said, I feel like it's more of your more strict, structured approach to things, which doesn't sound very much like a Gemini energy, right? But there's definitely areas of life where you could have had that approach. I feel like this is saying that you're being called to be a little bit freer in that area of life. All right, moving on to your Four Agreements card, we have always do your best. Here we go. And it says surrender and let go of the past. And see if there we go. It's in the frame. It says, whatever life takes away from you, let it go. When you surrender and let go of the past, you allow yourself to be fully alive in the moment. Letting go of the past means that you can enjoy the dream that is happening right now. So yeah, letting go of the past definitely seems to support what you were talking about, especially looking at the devil in the past and the world in the present. So hopefully that resonated. From the Wisdom of the Oracle, we have Observer. There's the artwork. And the number's 49. Let's see what this has to add. All right, essential meanings says perspective, objectivity, neutral observation from a distance. The Oracle's message: most people see the world through a personal lens. They closely identify with their feelings and experiences, so much so that they come to believe that these are the only reality. There are times when you need distance in order to gain perspective and understand your circumstances from a more neutral vantage point. Now is one of those times in your life. This is a perfect moment for you to begin to do some exploring. Instead of only considering yourself, consider what you need to understand about the conditions, people, culture, and environment you're engaged with now. You'll be so happy you did. Illumination is the miracle we seek and will indeed find. So yeah, definitely a positive message there around connection as well. So hopefully that resonated with you. All right, the relationship message says sometimes you just can't see the forest for the trees in your way. Feelings can get all jumbled up, and often you hear one thing when a person says another. It can be like an echo of an unresolved past experience dubbed over your conversation. Take time out before you react. It's likely the other person has no idea how his or her words have affected you. Take a few steps back and lend understanding to the situation. Have faith in your connection and trust that you can come together. Take higher ground now and cultivate curiosity about what you observe in yourself, in others, and in the landscape. You will find things much improved sooner than you know. So yeah, that's definitely a positive message there. I will say this definitely didn't come across as a romantic type of spread to me, but for those of you looking for a little guidance there, hopefully that resonated. If not, I do have the love readings for mid-January up already, and mid-February will be up in a few weeks as well. All right, and the prosperity message says it is an advantageous time for you to get some distance from what you're doing and see your work and your projects from a different perspective. The trick is to connect to the essence of your goals and aspirations while letting the form and timing be dictated by spirit. You may be too personally attached to an outcome and unable to see the miracle because it's not turning out exactly as you planned. Trust spirit. The perfect version of your abundance is right in front of you. Remain neutral and curious and watch the miracle unfold. So yeah, that definitely seemed to tap into what we were saying with the main spread too, where like I said, it feels like the skill set that you have to this point isn't necessarily meant to be thrown away. But just again, I feel like you're being called to just incorporate a little bit more intuition with that as well, and that's going to propel you to the next step forward. So hope whatever resonated for you guys. We'll wrap up there, and we'll see you all next month. All right, bye.